let's talk to Susan across the pond.
Hello.
I think we're going to talk about I Don't Want to Touch You. Is that the correct title?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Kind of messed up there. I clicked on something that wasn't quite labeled correct. Hey, Doug.
What's going on?
Oh, something
this
was
is going to be a lot
labeled.
like one long year. That's all right. This is going to be something like one long year because we're just kind of patching everything together. What did you start with?
I started to play the thing that says show intro, and
it's not correct.
It's not correct. It's not.
Right.
No.
Okay, that's all right. Let's do a show intro then.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight is She-Ra Tile Takeover night for Rundgren Radio Virtual Vision.
Yeah. We're going to show you tonight. We have She-Ra videos. We have interview with Bobby Strickland. We have interview with Gil Assayas. We have She-Ra conversations. We have a very funny video about Portland that was for the Feel Us project, and they actually sent it by USB stick or whatever it's called. Yeah. So that the band could watch it. That's right. So they could watch it. Yeah. Which I think might be a good way to start the show, Cruiser Man. What do you think?
I think so, and maybe someone can figure out why that one was labeled like that.
Okay.
So, if you can.
Let's do this one.
Okay.
So next up, we got a nice surprise from Portland. I think this had something to do with the Feel Us project, and we've got Holly and Lexi here with us to explain more about it. Hey, ladies.
Hi. Hey. How you doing? Well, we knew we were at the end of the tour, so we didn't want to just send a ton of stuff because we knew they'd have to carry it all home. So we thought we'd do something creative, and we made a video, and that's the creative thing.
So, Lexi, you're doing the vocals in this song, correct? And the music?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then Holly and I wrote the lyrics together, and then Holly did all the video.
Is it kind of a travel log for everyone to come and visit Portland?
Absolutely. Or not. Well, Portland is a city of contrast, so we have a lot of things in there. Mostly it was it's a letter to the band, really, but everybody else gets to see it too.
Oh, well, that's very cool. Well, I think we should check it out, and I think you're going to find some moments to giggle a little bit.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But anyway, thanks you guys for sending it to us to be able to world premiere it right here on Rundgren Radio Virtual Vision.
Hooray!
Trying to fill your box. Don't want t-shirts, don't want socks. End of the tour, only stuff that rocks won't end up thrown out in a garbage can. And so we sent some emojis for the band. And there were things we could not mail, 'cause we'd be in jail, and we had no bail. So we tried to change them. Can't plant trees and we can't pack beans. It's all shut down 'cause of COVID-19. We kept our streets and sidewalks clean. Pulled bags of trash from down the ravine so we can all be proud of Portland. Late at night we sit at home, seeing our friends through a tiny phone. Super tired of being alone, but vaccination's coming for us all. We hope this will be over by the fall. So we will bravely carry on, 'cause it's all still here, and we're brewing beer, and the weeds in season. sticky wings, great big piles of legal things, hoppy cider and coffee drinks, and maybe hiking to Multnomah Falls. And all the sports teams playing with their balls, and all the food carts in their stalls, and the downtown walls painted for a cause, and lots of reasons why.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm sure the band will love that.
Oh, of course, especially a couple of parts in there of something green.
Some of the band will like it, some of the band not, but yeah, hey, it's all good.
Oh,
Okay.
I think it's darling. I love the words. I love the singing. I love the music. It's just everything's good.
Portland. It's very Portlandia, Portland, no doubt. Speaking of Oregon and Portland area, Gil Assayas is from there. So
That's right.
he is in the band for Clearly Human. Why don't we show that interview right quick and then we'll come back.
Well, I think that's a great idea. Let me take it from here, okay?
All right.
Hi, everyone. Cruiser Mel here. And I've got my friend Zan McQuaid. She's the keyboard player, singer extraordinaire with She-Ra, the world's only all-female Todd Rundgren Utopia tribute band. Welcome.
Thanks. And if anyone wants to compete us for that title, I'm happy to have more women playing Todd's music. So
that would be cool. So ladies out there, start practicing. So the reason why we have Zan here, not only is it because she is a member of She-Ra, but she is a keyboard player, and we're getting ready to bring in a very, very great keyboard player, Gil Assayas, today. So we're going to talk some music. Hey,
Hi.
Gil.
How's it going?
hi, Gil.
Hey, how are
Very
you?
good. Live from Chicago, huh?
Yeah, can't you see? This is the window. That's not a paint.
What do you do? It
Beautiful
actually
view.
looks like you're in the middle of the lake. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
interesting
swimming
as
right
well.
Thanks so much for making time for us today. We had
thanks
you.
for having me.
We had you back at the New Year's Eve party, and but some people may have missed that. So maybe it's the first time they're seeing you actually speak instead of just playing. Tell us, are you having a good time on this tour?
Yeah, the tour. I'm having a fabulous time. I mean, this is amazing. It's like a dream come true after a year of being stuck at home to play again, and with such an amazing group of musicians. Every night, without the, I wouldn't mind doing a proper tour, but traveling can get kind of tiring. So having to, being able to do this tour without the bus and the flights, that's like, it's just perfect.
So you like that part, that you're not having to do a hustle every day to get to the next gig.
Well, I would love to do a real tour play for, a live audience that I can see every night. But, this is way, way better than sitting at home.
Right.
That way.
Right.
And, and the music's amazing, and we're just having a fantastic time.
I wanted to ask you about the travel aspect, because I noticed in your Instagram videos you're talking about how you only have a single octave keyboard with you, and
2 octaves.
Sorry, 2 octaves, of course. tiny keyboard. But having being a keyboardist and having to travel, and you can't take your piano with you. So but you're at a home base now. So do you have access to pianos other than what's on stage, or are you just?
Well, I have access to the keyboards we play that are on stage, but only for like sound check and for the show itself. So when I'm here at the hotel, I just brought with me a little setup, and I like working with limitations. I find it kind of inspiring. So for me, it's fun to like take a little 2 octave keyboard and just see how far I can push my own limits with it. I enjoy that.
It's been pretty spectacular to watch your recreations there, and to see how, like you said, how you work with limitations and
Thank you.
experiment. It's been very cool.
Yeah, I mean, at home, of course, I've got like a zillion. Well, not a zillion. I've got a bunch of keyboard, And so it's kind of nice to, suddenly strip that all away and just have like the minimum and just try to make something cool with that. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
You do seem to like a challenge. I mean, you had to learn all that Utopia music a couple of years ago, and
Well, yeah,
just
I
a few
didn't have a
weeks.
choice.
Yeah, well, and again, I mean, this I don't think you had a whole lot of time to prepare for this virtual tour either. So you like that.
Yeah, well, we definitely had more time, and yeah, this set list is, I mean, you've seen the show a few times. I see you there, Mel, every night.
I promise I'm not paying somebody off, but they just put me in that front row.
Yeah.
It's
Good
embarrassing.
looking ones in the front row, right?
I don't know.
No, it's great to see like your face is there. It's kind of surreal. It just feels like a futuristic dystopia.
There you have it. Yeah. Those. I know you can't. There are people that are live in the audience, and there's.
Yeah, just a few. Yeah,
just a few. So you do get to say hi or whatever with a certain distance. But what'd you think the other night? I don't remember which show it was, but it was Austin. There were dogs and cats on the screen. Did you guys?
I love that. I love seeing the pets there.
Yeah.
And Todd was like, "Oh yeah, there's some dogs bought tickets to the show." I see.
It must be cool to get a window into the fans' world, because we're always trying to peer into your worlds, and now you're looking back the other way at us. And
oh yeah, totally. I do get a little jealous when I see someone baking or cooking. I get hungry. So, so if you're gonna bake on screen, be sure to share with us.
I did hear maybe it was the first show someone was baking bagels.
Yeah, you were like, I'm hungry.
That's not fair. That's just not fair.
Smells so good.
Yeah.
next time we'll have smell-o-vision for the. You mentioned the difference. You did the Utopia tour, and you're now doing the Nearly Human or Clearly Human tour. I keep on calling the album Clearly Human by mistake, by the way, because
gets a little confusing.
So, but musically, I mean, are you obviously you and Elliot are both doing keys on this one, and are you finding Utopia was a huge challenge keyboard wise? Are you finding there are interesting and challenging bits to this show as well?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it was more difficult to learn the material for this show than the Utopia. Because the Utopia stuff was a lot of solos, a lot of like flashy keyboard stuff, but here, like, the songs are so specifically arranged, and there are, very a lot of nuances and parts that sometimes are hard to hear in the mix because they're like really buried in the mix. So it was challenging to learn everything. And then, of course, as soon as we got to rehearsals, Todd wanted us all to sing, so had a lot of vocals to learn, and. Yeah, so it's even though I'm not playing maybe as many notes as in the Utopia stuff, it's got its challenges for sure.
Yeah, and it's the added challenge of you're replicating more or less a live album. A lot of the Nearly Human stuff was performance wise, it was a live album essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so and it does feel like you're being pretty faithful. Are there liberties you all are taking in terms of how you're making this your own? And you're new to this, so are you your own somehow?
Todd gives us the freedom to kind of bring our own sound to it. So if I'm playing a synth part, I don't have to replicate the sound like 100% like the record. It's okay if I make it a little bit my own, and as long as it works in the song, he's cool with it. So even if I wanted to, it's hard to replicate something like 100%, because if you don't have the same gear they were using or whatever, what it's like. So I try to get close in the ballpark, but then maybe tweak it a bit to make it more kind of my own thing. So there's definitely some room for that.
We're definitely feeling the Gil come out. Like when we get to Rock Love, it's definitely you're playing some of Roger's parts, but it's definitely a Gil take on those.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, that's the one song I have a solo.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah.
We need more Gil solos. Were there any songs you kind of wished had been a part of this tour that you loved playing on the Utopia tour?
Well, I loved everything on the Utopia tour, but this is different. This is it's a different kind of music. It's more like R&B-ish kind of. I like it. A lot of emphasis on the vocals, in Utopia as well, but here we're like a 10-piece band. We're all singing. It sounds very, very full, very kind of smooth, a little, I'd say more soulful, than the Utopia stuff. So, no, I think this is refreshing. It was cool to do both. Of course, I'd love to do either this or the Utopia tour again sometime, but who knows if that'll happen.
We definitely enjoy. I mean, I certainly enjoy watching you perform. It's kind of mystical and magical to watch how your fingers do that, because I play too, but not to the level you play, and you're almost Paganini like with your fingers.
Oh, thank you. Well, I would love to hear your band, because I don't think I had the chance to.
We'll send you some videos.
Okay, great.
To that, but yeah, in terms of like the way the band has felt, I've been to a few of the shows now, and it feels like you're really starting to gel and get your feel. It was great from the start, but I mean, you really feel each night is both different and exciting. Are you able to keep that level of excitement for each night?
Yeah, I love it. And I'm located right next to the girls who are dancing and singing, and they're so like full of energy that it's all I have to do is look at them, and then I just feel like dancing too.
They're fully, I mean, they've been, I love the girl groups, and watching them do their magic is really great. And then Michelle, I know, has started to come off the stage and interact a little bit, come off their plinth and interact with the other musicians.
Yeah, I think they're the real stars of the show. I mean, they're doing an amazing job.
That's why they're on the highest plinth.
Yeah.
It's all about them.
Totally. And the more we play, the more confident we are in the material as well. So the first show, we were probably all just super focused on playing the right notes, So, but now we know it better, so we can have a better time and just groove to the music and dance and whatever.
You all look like you're having the best time, and I loved your tiny cowboy hat in the office.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, you guys sent us all this stuff every day. We have a table there in the near the dressing rooms with stuff that fans from that city sent. So that hat was there. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll wear that.
That was adorable when we saw you wearing that. Oh my goodness! And I think Bobby had on a sheriff's badge or something. So I totally lost what I was going to ask you about those boxes. Oh, does having that stuff there, like from say Austin or St. Louis or something like that, does it kind of work on your mind, on little hypnosis that this tonight is all about St. Louis?
Yeah, definitely. I love it too, because they said, we get some cool stuff. We got a bunch of jigsaw puzzles that we later put together over here at the hotel.
Gives you something to do. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else do you do when you've got a day off or an afternoon off? Have you been out walking around Chicago and looking around?
Yeah, the weather is really nice here now. When we got here, it was freezing and snowing all the time, but now it's sunny, really nice outside. So we've been going out more, just walking around, still trying to stay safe and not be around too many people, stay in our own bubble. But every chance we get, we go out, sometimes go to a restaurant or something.
Mm-hmm. How much do you actually work with Elliot Lewis? Do you guys have to coordinate, okay, you do this and I'll do this? Or
well, at first, when we were still at home, practicing the stuff, so I talked to Elliot a few times, and we kind of figured out how we're going to divvy up the parts. But it's pretty simple for the most part. He's doing the piano, sometimes, an electric piano or something like that, and I'm doing all the other sounds, the synths and some organ, stuff like that. So it's pretty easy to divide. When we started rehearsing, we just made sure we're playing the parts the same, voicing the chords the same, stuff like that. So we kind of took care of that.
The other parts, because you have you're saying there are other sounds and stuff like that. I was wondering if there are other kind of backing stuff that you're triggering or anything like that, or is there?
No, this is purely live. There's no metronome, no backing tracks, nothing. It's all just us. That's the beauty of having like 10 people on stage, is that we can create such a full sound without needing any backing tracks or anything like that. So
it's fantastic. It's just been such a soul-filling show for me, and just to watch everyone. I keep on hoping it's going to tour again when we can all get out there and we can all go see it.
I really hope so. I would love to do this in front of like a real people that I can see in the audience, feel their energy. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I saw the original show way back,
yeah,
90s, and you guys have replicated that original tour quite well, but this makes sense. You've updated it by making it have a retro look with your costumes and such.
Well, that's Michelle, like she's amazing. She not only did she do all the choreography and all the, the stuff like in the middle riser, she also takes care of our clothes, our costumes. I mean, they're not really costumes, our wardrobe, and she does an amazing job with it. She's just working her ass off all the time. If she's not on stage singing and dancing, she's taking care of clothes and making sure everything fits. And yeah, I don't know how she does it.
She's
so
amazing.
Much. Yeah,
she's a superstar. We all love Michelle.
Yeah.
So, Gil, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on She-Ra Night. We're having all ladies tonight except for you. So,
I mean, I can put a wig on.
Yeah. Should have told you that beforehand.
Maybe I'll shave. Yeah.
Beard. Some of us have them too.
Okay, good to know.
Well, listen, you have a good show tonight, and we'll see you again.
Right. Thanks so much for having me. And it was great to talk to both of you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry I'm crashing the party, ladies, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. In fact, there's another male that crashes a little bit later.
That's true. A great job by Zan, by the way. You, Cruise Mel. Fun interview with Gil. He's so great. I mean, you remember when Utopia, when Ralph had to back out and people were freaking out, he's this Gil guy, whatever. He ended up he owned it. He did so good. The tour was awesome. And he's been a great addition to Todd's.
Yeah, this current thing.
his bandmates. Yeah. So
you know what I've noticed, and it might be just from people in the chat room during the virtual shows, people were saying, show some more other band members a little bit more. And I've noticed he's getting shown a little bit more, and Elliot, well, Chasm and Bruce were already being shown, pretty fairly. So
sure.
It's nice to see them all. Prairie, for sure. Prairie gets the big old close-ups,
Yeah. Todd's got great bandmates. So let's try to start this again with She-Ra.
Okay.
This first one is us talking about how they formed the band. And then we got some She-Ra videos, and we also have a great interview with Bobby Strickland you do not want to miss. And Kathleen Forsyth from She-Ra is a participant in that, like Zan just was with Mel. So we're keeping it real. And let's give this a try, and then we'll be back and we'll play. We're going to get into some videos for you from She-Ra, and we'll definitely play the Bobby. So stick around. You're gonna have a good time tonight.
Here we are with She-Ra Tile Takeover Night Sunday, March 21st. Here we are.
Yeah, the Portland show. Hi, everyone. Look at all the ladies we got here with us.
It's ladies' night. We got the whole band in here. The whole band. I never thought we could make it happen.
Here we all are.
Who's going to tell me how this band got started? The first ever Todd Utopia /NAS / New Cars Todd tribute band, all female.
Well, I'll start. I think after so many years of like all different iterations of fan bands, I just remember thinking, wow, it would be so cool to have an all-girl band. And of course, there wasn't, at the time, there was no lead guitarist, there was no keyboard player until Todd Stock in California. And it was just like boing, 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 boing. And you know, and there was Elle. So I met Elle there, Lexi there, Zan there. And lo and behold, there was a band. And it was just like, you know, a no-brainer. So I think on the very last day, I think when we were all packing up and leaving, I pulled Lexi aside and I said, don't you think we should be doing something like with all these players that we have now? So that, and Lizzie was there too. So it was just like, it was awesome. It was like, it was just all of a sudden it was born.
There he is. That's how they got started.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's good to see the ladies, the girls, the She-Ra members, excuse me, not the She-Ras.
And their first live gig was with us at Rundgren Radio something in Akron, Ohio. But let's look at some videos that they did, and then we'll come back and we'll eventually talk to Bobby. You're going to love the Bobby interview. Of course, it's going to be fun. They even talk about the triangle.
Yeah, for real.
Who doesn't want to hear about the triangle? Everybody, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go with let's think about the videos here. Let's go with the one that's pandemic specific.
Okay.
Let's talk to Susan across the pond.
Hello.
I think we're going to talk about I Don't Want to Touch You. Is that the correct title?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was our COVID parody of I Just Want to Touch You. And I think I came up with the idea that for the, you know, we don't want to touch you. And then Lexi and Holly came up with the lyrics, which he then put to the rest of the band. And we all said, they're great as they are. And I think, you know, that was one of our early ones. It was really good how somebody, I can't remember who decided it would be black and white, like the Utopia video. And it was, because it's a really short song and it was really fun. And I remember wearing the marigolds, you know, the rubber gloves and the mask. Obviously people that were singing wear a mask, but yeah, that one was a lot of fun to do. Really, really good. But I think, you know, with this band, it's always been somebody has an idea and says, what does everyone else think? And everyone else gives their input. So it works really well, I think.
You're a real band, apparently. Well, let's go. Let's take a pause and we're going to watch I Don't Want to Touch You. And we'll be right back.
In the back of your nose, and I think you just sneezed on my clothes, and I don't want to touch you, so you don't infect me too. Now I know that you're 6 feet away, but from me even more you must stay, 'cause I don't want to touch you. It's the best thing you can do. Everybody says their hands wash, but I know there are germs that they just can't see. I just want to stay inside here. If you've just had a meeting with me, so I've said everything that I can, and I'm hoping that you'll understand that I don't want to touch you or get splattered with your goo. Ooh. Says their hands washed, but I know there are germs that they just can't see. I just want to stay inside here. If you just had a meeting with me, so I hope it's not too much to ask nose sticking out of your mask makes me not wanna touch you. I don't like the ICU. No, I don't wanna touch you. See you in the ICU.
So Crybaby was y'all's really fun video with Zan busting out the used Todd shirt for the first time. So, and it was in color. So anyway, tell us a little bit about that video. How did that come about?
That's it.
Why don't you talk about it?
I was trying to think. Did we do it for one of the Run Radio events?
Yeah, it was for the Labor Day party, and that was the one that had been in our live set.
Yeah, that's right.
I lobbied hard for it because it's one of my favorite Utopia songs.
It is a good one. Yeah.
It was really fun to put together. That was really our first one, so we didn't really have any idea what we were doing. but we learned a lot. We got I was outside filming my trees to try to find some element to like run through the video. But it was really fun. I think we learned a lot doing it. And then I want to second the fact that, it allows us to do some things that we wouldn't be able to do on stage, but it also allows, folks to sing backgrounds if they want to, and, just try different things. I think it's just been a really good experience.
Yeah.
It was a real good video.
Shout out to the backing singers, Marianne and Mindy.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're so happy to have them. We've had
everyone
great
get your tissues ready,
Yeah, because my vocals.
Oh, no. Anyway, let's take a look. See, everybody grab your tissues and let's go watch, and we'll be right back.
Great song choice, great video. Let's check it out.
everybody. Today, we've got a very special guest, Mr. Bobby Strickland from the Clearly Human Band. Hey! And we've got a guest interviewer, Kathleen Forsyth from the She-Ra all-female Todd and Utopia tribute band. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hey, Bobby. How you doing?
So we wanted to touch base with you because we have talked to virtually everyone in the Clearly Human Band about this tour. And here we are. We're coming up on the end of it all. Yeah, but we were happy to be able to get you here. This will be showing on the next to last night. So that'll be Sunday night.
All right.
Portland show. So you'll be in Portland.
Sweet. Love Portland.
Yeah. So let's just ask you a couple of general questions. Are you having fun? Are you still having fun? Are you ready to go home?
Does it look like I'm having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much born to do this, what you're seeing me do right now. So I think this is the most fun I could possibly have.
Really?
Oh,
Are you? You're not disappointed by having to be somewhat locked into a bubble? I mean, that's probably how you've been living anyway, just on the West Coast.
I'm in less of a bubble now than I was before, right? I mean, before it was just, I mean, like all of us, when this mess began, we all, really locked down, and it was just me and my family, for the longest time. And I could just kind of think out, most people were doing that as well. But yeah, we had, this all started like, it started a long time ago, but there were tours that were supposed to be happening. And, we'd get the emails, okay, we're going to do this. And everybody be kind of like, wow, really? Because we're in lockdown. And then we'd get closer and closer, and then it would get canceled or pushed out. And that happened 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then finally, this came up on the radar, and it seemed like it could happen, the way that it was presented with us creating a bubble. And Todd really thought this out really well, and we're all tested, and everybody already knows the whole story, so I won't go through all that. But yeah, the question was, am I bummed out by the bubble? Not at all. I feel good by it. And confident that I'm going to return home safely. So
yeah.
Now I know I saw your daughter was in the audience at least once. Has she been there the whole time? Or
she's been here the whole time.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. My daughter is Gigi. God bless her. I love her so much. But she's 19. She finished her last year of high school and graduated virtually because of the COVID lockdown. And then applied to a whole bunch of universities, just like all the other kids, and chose one. She's attending University of California, Santa Barbara.
Nice.
And is doing it all virtually. I think the only people they're allowing on campus are people that are graduate students, maybe, or people that have to be doing research at the facility. So she's doing it all virtually, and she's spent her entire time in. She was traveling with her aunt for quite a while, and her uncle in Hawaii, living in Hawaii and Idaho. And now she's with me here in Chicago. And she's finally on break now. All the kids are on spring break, but yeah, she's doing great.
That's fantastic.
She's actually been working
to affect her grades, and she showed me her grades, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
I was going to say she's been working on her school stuff. She's been working on school stuff
the whole time. Yeah.
Wow.
We're doing she did a few really large projects right here in the room, and she's very together.
What is she studying?
She wants to be an art director, and when I heard that, I was like, oh God, you're going to study art? I'm going to spend all this money to send you to study art. But I mean, what can I say? I was a music major in college, and then she hipped me to what an art director does, and it's a lot more than I thought that it was. Art directors are used in the corporate world and in all types of advertising, and in the motion television industry, and I don't know what she's going to do, but whatever it is, now she's going to be a double major communication. She's going for that as well.
Oh, that's great.
So, I don't know. And she, you know, she's been coming to the shows and watching what's going on backstage, and everybody just really embraced her. She was helping out with makeup and.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's loving it. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be comforting for you too to have her around, like being away from home. You know, it's got to make it easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a great opportunity for her and I to really kind of bond, because I mean, at home, everybody's just kind of going their own way, and I'm just working constantly, and she is, and my son is, and so is my wife. So it's really afforded an opportunity to get closer and go on walks and
yeah,
and you know, sit in the park and have coffee together, and it's really, I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
That's so great.
So, Bobby, she wasn't even born yet when you were in this band originally, and so you and Todd and Michelle are the only veteran members of this particular band. You don't need to tell us any secrets or anything like that, but are you seeing similarities in how the group all has bonded together, or is it completely different than the first time around when you did this this band?
Well, you know, Todd, I'll turn to Todd sometimes. I've done it a few times, and I'll be like, man, that guy's really freaking good. You know, and he'll look at me and be like, yeah, you know, like that's why I picked him or her. And I don't know why I'm always amazed at the talent. Todd and Michelle have an ability to, I think, recognize things in people and to put together something like this. It's not easy to put something like this together, really. But I mean, this group that they've assembled is so talented. The original Nearly Human group was very talented as well. Don't get me wrong, but and it takes time for the group to grow and create this cohesive bond to where, you know, you're performing. I mean, Kathleen, you know, and being an artist and playing on stage, it just takes time. And to be able to communicate properly on stage, across the stage. And there's communication happening amongst all of us constantly up there. You may not be able to catch it from just watching it on television, but I mean, we're communicating up there constantly. And you're trying to read Todd's body language. Todd's really directing from his position up there. And that's something else the audience may not get either, but there's little subtle things that he does that we need to catch at all times. The endings of songs, certainly, but also like in The Smell of Money, you know, just the first verse when he's going through that, he takes it at a certain tempo, and he's not doing anything really so much with his hands, but it's his breath and reading his body language to be able to follow him correctly. Gil Assayas and I are really need to be cued in on that. As well as everybody else. And then the second time he goes through the second verse, he takes it much quicker. So it's really kind of challenging to follow that, you know. Those are some of the nuances. I guess the original question was, what was the original question?
Well, let's just ask. You always look like you're having a great time on stage. Always, always, always.
Yeah.
And you certainly did back with the Nearly Human band, and of course now with the Clearly Human band. Yeah. Are they different kinds of fun, or is it? Do you feel like it was 30 years ago?
It feels exactly the same to me. There's a lot of love in this group. I mean, it kind of sounds corny, but this group really has bonded well. I mean, there's no egos up there. Everybody cares about one another. We eat together and we dress together. And if somebody's got the only problems we ever have is musically. Like somebody will be doing something wrong. I'm not naming any names, but a lot of times it's me. I'm remembering it being one way, and they're like, no, no, it should be done like this. You know? And I'm like, I don't remember that. And 9.9 times out of 10, they're right. I'm thinking about Gil Assayas. Gil's such a talent. But yeah, no, it feels kind of the same to me, really. And harmonically, it's a little bit different here and there. The feel is a little bit different here and there. But all in all, it just feels like swimming in the same pool just a few years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, to be kind of engulfed by this music, man, it's like going back into the womb or something, you know. It feels so good.
Yeah, I bet.
And that spot you get to it's in meditation, you know. It's really, these tunes are meditative. I mean, for me, I can't speak for other people, but I tend to get to a state when I'm playing where you kind of you don't feel anything. You don't feel your body anymore. It's really when I'm doing the best, when it's kind of just you lose touch of all of this. This is kind of gone. It's not super corny. Can't believe I'm saying this, but you kind of get this feeling like you're just kind of floating, you know. Maybe like a runner's high when people are running.
Right.
I've heard runners talk about that. I'm not a runner, by the way. I don't run. But where you get, maybe it's an endorphin thing or something as well, too, where you kind of get elevated to another place. And that's really what we all get hooked on. At least I do.
Yep.
And it does feel the same. So.
Well, I've been asking all the questions. Kathleen, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you've got it's a short list. Don't worry, Bobby. And they're easy questions.
They're easy. They're probably, questions that everybody would ask. So, okay. So the first thing, I'm interested in yours and Steven's dance moves.
Yeah.
Like, syncopated dance moves on stage. And I want to know, who's the choreographer?
Me.
That's what I figured.
And the only way we could do that, he's brought 1 or 2 steps in, but usually things with his hands. But I have in my mind what I want to do, and I move anyway when I play.
Yeah.
Just and I don't even, like, if I'm not moving, something's wrong. I mean, I'm not in the moment somehow, and the movement keeps me in the flow, I guess. But Steve is so freaking good at reading where he knows where I'm going immediately. And he's like the best dance partner. It's just like dancing ballroom dance or something like that. I mean, good dancers just follow you seamlessly, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not telling him what I'm going to do ever. He just follows me, and he does it like bing immediately.
That's awesome.
My hat's off to Steve on that one. It's not like I turn to him and go, hey, I want to do this and this. No, he sees me doing it and he follows me. But you know what? That comes from years of, he and I have known each other for years too.
Yeah.
And we've played in kind of bands in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. He was in a really well-known band called the Big Bang Beat. And before that, there was Zazu Pitts Memorial Orchestra. But and hey, to those guys, if you're listening, but he's been doing this for so long that he just knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And I knew that, and that's one of the reasons I asked him to do it.
Yeah, you guys are great together, and everybody really enjoys watching you. So you guys add an element of the show that just really is really fun to watch.
Well, I knew it was important to, Todd and Michelle called me and they said, well, Max passed away, and he passed away a long time ago. And then I always had in the back of my mind, God, if we ever did Nearly Human again, I didn't know that we'd be able to, but just because it's such a large band to field to the state, to put out there, it's really problematic on many fronts. But I always thought in the back of my mind, gosh, who would I call to be the trumpet player? And I have a lot of trumpet player friends, but Steve was, when they asked me, Steve was right there on top immediately. He's the one I thought of immediately. And he's a boat captain. And I mean a trained one. He has a couple of really cool boats. And he was down in Mexico for the longest time on Did he tell you about his boats?
He did.
Yeah, so you guys already know, but man, he was down in Mexico, living down there for quite a while, and I didn't even know if he was back in the States or not. But with the shutdown, I think they came back for it. So the timing was absolutely perfect, and he said yes immediately. I think he talked to his wife Pat first, and then he called me back and he goes, yeah. Pat's into it, and so am I. So let's do it.
That's so great.
Yeah. And he's a really good player. The guy plays. He's a strong player.
Oh, he is.
That's why they're calling him Sweet Lips. He plays a tune. He can play the trumpet, the flugelhorn beautifully, and he hadn't played a lot of trombone, but it became kind of a joke because they kept saying we're going to have a trombone player.
Yes, exactly. They were like, "Where's the
I don't
trombone?"
know how that started because we always had a trumpet player. But he brought the trombone, and we worked that into the show as well. So he's playing a valve trombone.
Yeah. Well, speaking of diversity with instruments, so now I want to ask about the triangle. And I know that the triangle is a unpitched percussion instrument.
Yeah.
I want to know if you take triangle lessons.
No, I have not taken triangle lessons.
But the thing is, what I love about it is that you seem to know exactly. I mean, was it your idea to bring the triangle into the mix,
Yeah.
and then were you able to decide where to bring that texture into the songs?
Yes.
That's so good.
So Todd affords me the ability to. I mean, Todd doesn't control stuff totally. He wants the band to breathe, so he doesn't want to squash. At least this is kind of the unwritten and unspoken thing that I think of. He doesn't want to squash your creativity as a human. He wants you to make his music breathe and live. And if you're doing something that wakes him up and bothers him, he's going to tell you not to do it. But I would never want to do anything that would mess the music up or not bring something to it.
Right.
But that was my idea to use the triangle on Secret Society, and there's a couple of reasons why I brought it in on that, and nobody is caught it.
It's perfect.
I've been waiting for one of the fans to figure it out. There's a line in the song that I don't think anybody's realized yet. But if you dig into the song, you in the lyrics, you'll see one line in there, and it'll be like an aha moment. So see if you can find it. I'm going to leave it at that for you guys.
And it has a reference to the triangle?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys can figure it out. Read the lyrics and see if you can figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
But the triangle, it is pitched. There is a tone to it. I don't know how it's parlaying through the, through the television and the recording and all that. But I have a couple different ones, and that one sounded a lot better to me than the other one.
Oh.
And
was the tone maybe based on the size of it?
No. It has a pitch. It's tuned to a certain pitch.
Okay.
And I like the ring of that one better. And I just found, actually last night, right towards the end, I found a better way to play it. A glancing blow off the side of it gets a better ring than hitting straight down on it.
How do you tune it?
You don't. You have to make it shorter or longer. You don't tune it. But that one, I've never taken lessons on it, but every once in a while I've played it in tunes throughout my life. And, you just got to kind of come up with the way to play it in your own mind. And I think it helps if you have rhythm. Yeah. And I know where I want something to be, and I just fight to get it in there and then make it work with the vocal line. Because it's always the struggle, right? For musicians, you can play, but then you have to sing your part too, or you're playing here, or you're playing here, or you're playing here, Right. And then you have to sing as well, and it becomes you kind of got to split yourself to do it.
Right.
And you know fully well about that, I'm sure. When we have instruments in our mouths, of course, we can't sing.
Right.
Unless we're buzzing.
Well, I can't sing and play at the same time, so that's where I am.
It cracks me up though. I'm getting so much. I guess Bruce McDaniel was like, we were in the dressing room and goes, dude, somebody started a post about your triangle playing. I thought people were making fun of me or something.
Well, we were
making no, people are taking you seriously. And I was like, because anything that's in my hand, if I'm playing an instrument, I'm serious about it.
Of course.
I mean, I really, really am. I'm not doing it just as a goof or something.
No. Everybody knows that, and we're
good.
So impressed.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, good. I thought people were laughing at me. I wasn't sure.
No.
People were giving me a hard time in the band for a while, but I think they were doing it lovingly. They were like, "Okay, we need to get a road case for that triangle."
That's great.
Just throw it into my bag when I'm done with it. Look at a road case.
Okay, so now, what song in the set list for you? I mean, we know you look like you're having a blast playing everything, but what song in the set list really stands out as being really fun to play for you?
Well, one of the most emotional tunes for me, for some reason, on this trip, and the most emotional song for me in the past when we used to play this was Hawking. For some reason, just got me completely choked up. But I'm not, the one that's getting me this time is Parallel Lines. And because we lost a good friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. Well, that's a good one. That's for sure. I also love God Said is a real emotional one for me. I love that one. I lose it with that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty, I just keep thinking that I need to get over myself in that one. It's like a message.
There you go.
Get over yourself, man. I mean, just freaking get over yourself.
Yeah,
I love that tune as well. And I've been trying to work the flute into more things. I'm really having a good time in it. I believe it was God Said as well as Sweet. Elliot Lewis. I've just loved meeting Elliot. He's such a beautiful human being. I mean, Bruce, everybody. I mean, this band is just, we're so blessed to be able to come and do this together. It's going to be so sad when it's all over, but that's how it goes. I get that. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But, friends forever as far as I'm concerned. But Elliot, on a music level, it's so cool. That guy, he plays everything.
Yeah.
He's not just a keyboard player. I mean, he played with the Average White Band for years. I guess you guys talk with him. You know his background.
Yep.
And but his keyboards that he's playing in that, he was playing these ringy tones that just like really got to me. And I said to him, man, I want to add flute into that. He's like, bring it on, man. So I brought the flute in, and we're doing these really beautiful kind of ringy tones throughout all of that, and trying to vibrate it in a certain way. And to me, that's really challenging to match pitch and to not match pitch, to create certain vibrations. And it's a beautiful thing. In my head, I don't know what it sounds like out front, really, because I'm never out there. But, man, from my ear monitors, it's pretty freaking magical sometimes.
So are you guys always trying to improve and sort of just play around with nuances?
It's constant. We're improving constantly.
Well, and the shows
and changing things
get better and better and better every single time. And I think I've seen 8 shows now, and I'll be seeing 2 more.
Yeah.
So with every show, they've gotten better. And
the saying is finish strong. That's what I keep telling people. Let's finish strong.
Oh, you will.
You just got to lean through the finish line. Don't give up. Just keep going. I mean, and they're recording everything for this as well. So everything that we do up there is being captured, and Todd will do something with it.
Yeah.
There's just a wealth of material coming out of this.
So great. Okay, so one last question from me is, so you've been spending time in Chicago, and what are you finding most impressive about Chicago?
What am I finding most interesting?
Yes, and impressive about the city.
The weather.
The weather?
It's swung from like, I mean, minus 16 to, I don't know, well, it's probably 35 today, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's like just freaking gorgeous out there. Take a look at that.
Oh, good.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, when the sun's shining, it really makes it a lot better.
What's that?
When the sun is shining, it makes it a lot better.
Yeah,
When the sun is
gorgeous
shining,
here.
right? Great.
Yeah, it's shining today. Nice and loud.
Yeah. Is the river still green?
I don't know. I haven't been by it the last few days, but man, it was green when Kaz and I walked by there.
Yeah.
So I think I put something on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook person, but I did put a picture of the Green River on there.
Yeah.
And I
We
like
saw
reading
it.
people's comments and things like that. I'm not too good at posting, I don't think.
No, I saw it. So
it was pretty bright.
Yeah, it was really green. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So today is a show day for you guys. Do you yourself have any like pre-show rituals that you do? Any warm-ups or anything like that?
I stretch. I stretch my legs out so I don't fall down up there. And I do some mild vocal exercises. And I take a nap. I try to eat right and drink a lot of liquids. A couple ibuprofen helps too. That's about it. And try not to eat too much.
Right.
They were trying to
Right.
feed us dinner. But the first shows I was eating before I was going on stage, but it was difficult. Get
Well,
the
now
food
these
to
shows.
stop right about here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, now these shows are starting later for you guys because you've moved out to the West Coast. So, maybe you can get dinner in before the show.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We start, at 10 o'clock and finish about midnight now for us so that they can get it at 8 o'clock out there.
Right, right. Well, be careful of that jet lag,
Yeah, really.
We're fine. We're fine.
Good.
Well, it's been
Well, Bobby.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Oh, well.
Great.
Yeah, we were so happy to get you on this show. We had you, I believe, on our New Year's show right before you were getting ready to do this virtual tour, and we wanted to get you back on. And I'm kind of happy that we've got you here, kind of bookended at the end of the tour. So we're ending on a very nice note, having Bobby Strickland here with us. Everybody loves you, Bobby.
You're very
Yeah,
very
thanks,
kind.
Bobby,
Love
for all you do.
Thank you for all the kind words and all the support from everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Well,
you.
we'll be watching.
We will.
Okay.
Take care now.
And let's talk about your Fix Your Gaze video. You want to
Just trying to
got
unmute
anything
myself.
cool to say?
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
we hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, Fix Your Gaze was actually, I think, one of the last videos we did. And it was great because by then we'd sort of figured out we need, a solid look. We need it to feel cohesive. So we decided on the wigs and the glasses and the black backgrounds. And we got really into that aspect of the costumes and really played up on the eyeball theme, as you noticed. And we loved, since it was a Halloween show, watching Elle sort of escalate her dark, twisted microphone with the knives. We had so much fun. We had so much fun with that video. Love it so much. I had a blast doing that one.
Good. Well, why don't we check it out right now, and then we'll come right back.
It's like I had no choice. I can't resist distractions when you use that voice. On a crowded stage, I play soliloquy. I'm at the center of the earth when you gaze on me. Familiar ring of a native drum. Sometimes I hardly recognize it. Inspiration comes with the tip of my mind, holding back the sea. I have no choice but to prevail when you gaze on me. I am the ghost of
Think about it. You guys have only been around for a little while, and you've performed now with Jill Sobule, as we mentioned, Mary Lou Arnold, Indian Mary Ann, Not bad. Who am I missing? Oh, Dorothy Lawson. In the next video, we're about to talk about Shine. That's your big one. That's your longest one. And I know you worked hard on that one. So I got to hear the story about Shine. Everybody loved it, by the way.
That was an epic one.
Elle's idea.
I tried to get us to do it live in Akron, and everybody was like, "I don't know." So since we were able to do the video, we went ahead and decided to do it. I'm really glad because it's one of my favorite Todd songs of all time, and I really like that. I think it was especially good for the time now. You know, just like sort of what's going on in the world. I think it was a really good message, and it was so wonderful to bring like Dorothy in, and Mary Lou, and Mindy, and Marianne, and I think all we did was the only art direction we gave was try to do something with lights, and everybody interpreted it in a really different way, and I think that's what made the video just so strong and so wonderful. I cry when I watched it the other night, and I always cry when Lizzie comes on the screen because it just gets so good from that point out. I really love it.
I can only imagine if you guys had performed that live, which doesn't mean that you won't perform it live some other time, but can you see everybody in the ballroom or whatever just losing their, what?
It was a great song during the Todd Healing Tour when everybody went ballistic during it. So it would definitely happen if y'all did that live. How did Dorothy get involved in that project? Dorothy Lawson from Ethel.
Doug, I think you said Dorothy's interested in joining. We got in touch with her, and she, we when it was time to plug in a part, we were like, "Here, do something here, go nuts!" And she did an amazing take and sent it over. So that so gracious and
Dorothy
nice.
I remember, Dorothy was amazing, and I remember her when we were sort of doing those edits, and we'd listen to it. Lexi and I had heard a million times by the time anyone else got to it. And when Dorothy was one of the last parts to be added. And when she came in on that and brought her cello in, I swear, if you have not heard the song on headphones, her cello coming in just moves me so much. And her energy and light in that video, especially, just completely moves me. And having Mary Lou there too, and Mindy and Marianne, all these amazing women, even the cat. I mean, everyone in this video, I agree. I cry too. I loved it. I had so much fun.
I think Deidre is in this video too.
Deirdre. I should have mentioned Deirdre and Mary Lou. Yeah.
So did Lexi, you were talking about her coming in. Y'all didn't give her any direction. You just said, just come in with something for this song, or how did that work?
Yeah, we left open that middle part, that da da da, and said, do something here, and then at the end just kind of improvise, and we'll blend it in, and then she went with it.
It was perfect. It was so perfect.
It was perfect.
So awesome. What a great video. Let's watch it.
Okay.
As the evening sun sets on the hill, your day is over. Your light is fading away at last, and the walls howl after the healer, fighting for pieces, bits of his shattered remains. First they curse you, then warn you so. Then they use you and then they go on till they curse you and there's no more. And they turn on all the light that you were giving away. And they burn on, but they just don't seem to shine. Is it all gone? Is there no one who will shine? Don't let the secret out, it's much too early. They are not ready, but the hour is close at hand. For the wolves of the world are still hungry, but they are dying. There is no healing for them. Oh, you will know by the signs you have seen before. In your seeds of life there are more to come. The healer was not alone. They will turn on all the light that they've been hiding on. Turn on your light, burn on. Come on, shine, you diamond, shine. Shine, 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 shine. They will turn on all the light that they've been hiding. You got to turn on your light, yeah. Burn on, come on, shine, you diamond.
Well, wasn't that wonderful? Thank you so much to our guests tonight. We had all the ladies from She-Ra, and we also had Gil Assayas, and we had Bobby Strickland. We had guest co-host. I think we did okay as Chicky Poos, huh? So we're not going to keep you any longer. I know you want to go get logged into the live stream. If you're fortunate enough, though, to be a member of the virtual live audience tonight and have one of those screens for yourself, dress a little crazy if you want to honor these ladies. You know, wear a wacky wig, a funny hat, clown nose, whatever, and enjoy yourself. Let's go dig some Todd and Company. What do you say? See you next time.